For my DAT project, I was looking at if Williams College had a coffee problem, and more specifically, if there was a relationship between coffee drunk, class year, and whether or not you had a concussion. And I really was inspired by the fact that I've had some concussions, and I had some friends that have had some concussions, and I also have some concussed friends that have coffee problems. So my sample was really contact sport athletes at Williams College. So I talked to the football team and the men's and women's hockey teams. For most of my analysis that I'm going to present is really based on class year because my concussion stuff didn't fill the assumptions. But first I'm going to take a look at just coffee at Williams College campus. And as you notice, it's pretty much skewed towards 0 cups of coffee on average drunk a week. So the majority of people that I looked at don't actually drink coffee. But if we look at, out of the people that do drink coffee, it's either the occasional 1 or 2 cups or the 7 cups of coffee, so corresponding to 1 cup a day, which is pretty standard. For my inference just based on coffee, I was looking at the proportion of Williams College students that just drink coffee. So my null hypothesis was that half the students drank coffee, half the students didn't, and my alternative hypothesis was that it was not half and it was skewed one way or the other. So it was a two-tailed test, and my p-hat originally was 0.46, so I wasn't really sure where it was going to lie. So I ended up getting a p-value of 0.71 and a 98% confidence interval between 31% and 63% of students drink coffee on campus, so I really failed to reject this null hypothesis, and I'm going to have to test some more people if I really want to get down into the details. So the test that I ended up doing was one based on class year, and if you look at the box plot over here, you can see 1 is seniors, 2 juniors, 3 sophomore, 4 freshmen, and you can kind of tell that there's a trend between going up in class year and how much coffee you're drinking, with seniors drinking the most and freshmen the least. But in order to fulfill the 10 success failure assumption condition for proportions, I had to go, instead of each class year individually, I went to comparing just upperclassmen to underclassmen. So my null hypothesis was that underclassmen and upperclassmen drank the same amount of coffee, and the alternative hypothesis is that they did not drink the same amount of coffee. And so my p-hat that I looked at for the underclassmen was 0.36, and the p-hat for the upperclassmen was 0.68. And it ended up getting a pretty interesting results with a p-value of 0.56, so it's kind of hard to reject it or fail to reject the null hypothesis. And if you look at the confidence interval, it seems to suggest that upperclassmen do drink more coffee than underclassmen, but not by much for these results, so I would have to definitely go up in a sample size to confirm this for sure. And then the other variable I was looking at was concussions, and really the concussions one was pretty inconclusive with, you're looking at here a bar graph of if you had the proportion of people that do drink coffee and don't drink coffee, if they had a concussion or they don't have a concussion, and they're almost identical, actually telling me that if you don't have a concussion, you're tending to drink more coffee, but it's really impossible to do any tests on this because the assumptions, the success failure assumptions conditions for both of these is under 10, so I couldn't do any inference on this. So conclusions are that there is definitely a trend of drinking coffee. I failed to reject the null hypothesis for drinking coffee in the overall campus, so it looks like it is about 0.5, the proportion of people that do drink and don't drink, but the proportions test between upperclassmen and underclassmen suggests that upperclassmen do drink more coffee than underclassmen. Thank you.